Welcome to Babbitt Action Studios. My name is Nicholas Jackson. I'm here today with Chad Waterhouse. Chad is a young photographer, and we're going to talk about that for a little. What got you into photography in the first place?
Well, I started at a young age, probably about 12. My dad, growing up, always did photography. He had a lot of old equipment, and he never really used it. And he got a new computer a long time ago, back in like '01, and a 3-megapixel camera came with it. And I was an only child, so in the summer times I'd get kind of bored. I'd grab it and start taking pictures. And it kind of grew on me. Day after day I kind of went out, and eventually I got money and got better equipment, and I kept at it. And I still love it and do it to this day.
Okay, so Chad, what is your favorite kind of photography?
I must say nature photography is what I really like. Some water photography is probably one of my favorites. Waterfalls, reflections. Probably I put the most time into them as well. So definitely water photography.
What do you plan on doing after you get out of school / in the coming years?
Well, I'd love to be a horticulture and biological researcher, engineer, but I'd like to minor in photography as well. So because of that, somewhere along my life, I'd like to use photography somewhere, whether it's for a magazine, or whether it's having my own little business or whatnot. But definitely love to continue it somewhere. I don't necessarily know where, but magazines like National Geographic and even the Sports Illustrated have always entertained me with their photography. So
what has gotten you into botany?
Well, a lot of things. It's always been in my family from how long. My dad actually does bonsai, Japanese for tree in a pot. He's been doing that for years and years and years. And I kind of grew up always toying around with plants, seeds, and getting my hands in dirt. So it kind of grew on me, and eventually I really got into it. And I kept doing it. And to this day, I love doing it, and would like to get more and more into it research-wise.
Cool. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite photography of Chad's. That's going to be, you can see that down below. And Chad, where was that picture taken?
Well, I don't know exactly where it was taken, but I do know it was taken on the Kansas Highway in New Hampshire. Very beautiful spot if you ever head up there. It was taken along that road. I do not know what city or town, but along that road. The name of the waterfall is actually called Glen Ellis Falls. It falls about 80 feet. And it's pretty spectacular because the way it's set up, the walk, is you actually come down and you're actually on top of the waterfall, actually, and then you come down kind of like a loop until you're at the bottom. So I mean, it's kind of cool. You can look right down it, and then the next second you're right underneath it. So it really is a neat spot.
Cool. Now, when was that picture taken?
I'd have to say probably July, August of 2010. I have several other times I've been there, but the most recent one has been. I took that with my new camera, the Canon T2i.
What do you like about that picture?
Well, that's actually a very memorable picture. Not only is it just a really beautiful sight to see, there's a lot of stuff you can actually do there, like to explore. You can literally stand underneath of it. It's magical falls, really. Because it falls into a pool, and then it just kind of goes in a swoop, so you can literally stand on the rock right there. And we've been there several times with just the family. And it's just one of those getaway vacations that we go on every couple summers. Very memorable time, but it's also the biggest waterfall I've ever seen. So it's a really neat place for me to go and practice waterfalls, because I'm used to 10 and 20 foot high waterfalls in the state. That's about it. So very fun.
Well, you had to go all the way to New Hampshire to get an 80-foot drop.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the second picture that I liked, it's you can see it down below, of course. Now, Chad, where was this picture taken?
Well, this was actually taken right behind my house. The only reason why I like this picture is because this is actually a rare opportunity picture. Every year I try to get down to this brook and get a good picture of the brook in the snow, and I can't because of the fact that we're always so cold and it freezes over before any snow can get on the ground or there's snow and ice. So I don't get the effect. But in this picture, I get the effect of the water flowing with the snow, and this was actually the first time I ever took a picture of this brook. I've been down there several times in the summertime, but I've never been down there in the wintertime. When I went down there, and I'm like, wow, it's not frozen. I grabbed my camera, and we just got nothing but 8 or 10 inches of snow that night, and it was stuck to everything. And I went down there, and it came out good. I liked it.
So when was this picture taken again? Obviously, it was in winter. But
yeah, it was in the winter time of '07. I do know that one the exact month, but it was in '07.
So I know there's a lot that you like about it. What's your favorite thing about it?
One of my favorite things about it is the fact that I don't get a chance to take a picture like this very often. And another reason was because a lot of people come up with me like, wow, is that picture in black and white? And I'm like, no, that's the natural colors of it. I mean, if you really look at it, you can see the green moss actually on the trees. You can see a little bit of the orange beech leaves on the trees. I mean, so it's got some color, but I really like that it has that black and whitish look from a far distance. And I actually really want to comment on that part.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the photo, it almost looks like it's actually photoshopped with like the color tinting. But it's not. That's like the actual natural beauty of it. Now, it's a very beautiful picture, but what do you dislike?
Nice day, guys.
That was really a nitpick at this. I mean, it's not really my fault, but I'd love to have that picture on a sky blue day. As I just got done saying, I like the black and white feature of it, but the only thing I really didn't like about it was the fact that I had several pictures, and I bracketed a lot. I took several photos in different settings, and there was a photo I thought I loved, and it actually showed the little pond that was at the end of this brook, and it didn't come out. But I went back a day later, and snow was on the trees, and kind of froze up a little bit. Not too bad, but I didn't get nearly this picture. But so the only thing I really loved to have in that picture was the fact that I had that little pond at the very end of it. But artistically, the first tree, it's a little bit. My f-stop could have been a little higher, which means everything could have been in focus instead of having that one tree in the very front that was a little bit in focus more than anything else. It's not incredibly bad. I mean, you really got to be up to it to really notice it. But detail artistically probably my biggest.
So it's the minor things.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about Chad's favorite photo. So Chad, when was this photo taken?
This photo was actually taken of June of 2011 actually. Just taken, a new camera. It was the first place I really got a chance to go naturally with my new Canon. We went up to Trail Brook up Baxter State Park in Maine, and we were there for about a week. And what made this picture one of my favorites is the fact that we spent like a half hour, maybe even an hour, climbing this mountain. And there was a whole bunch of us that climbed it. And we got to the top. We were up the top for like 5 minutes, and we had some pretty decent pictures while we were up on top. But not always the best, but we had some pretty decent ones. And then all of a sudden everybody's just like, all right, let's go back down. I'm just like, well, no. So they actually went all back down. My dad and another one of my friends actually set up on top of the mountain, and I was taking some pictures of him on top of the mountain. My dad's like, "Hey, you see this?" I'm like, "All right." And he found some little trails detailed on top of the mountain. We followed some of these trails, and these trails led to this legends inside of this mountain. As you can tell, you can see just all the mountains around us. And what I like about this picture is it really makes you feel like you're there. I mean, I got my friend Zachary right there in the corner. He's looking out. I mean, it's just one of those things where you can feel like you were in the picture yourself. I did several pictures like this, actually, and this one ended up being my favorite. I actually had them centered in different parts of the picture. I had them centered at one point, and I got home with it first, and I was like, wow, I like this. And then I got looking, and I'm like, oh, the off-center thing kind of makes it look like he's looking out in one direction, kind of a picture. But I definitely love this picture for the fact that it's a getaway picture. I mean, it was just the three of us. Far away from any kind of city, it's just nature. It was a great trip.
So obviously, I don't think I have to ask you what you like about it, but what do you dislike about this exact picture?
If I was to show you all of the pictures I took that day, you'll immediately notice that there's some haziness to a lot of the pictures, and I'll admit it was actually half my fault. I had a polarizer on, and it was not extremely sky blue day. It was kind of half cloudy, it was a hazy day, but I did make it a lot worse by putting the polarizer on, keeping it on, and I took it off actually coming down the mountain. I noticed I had it on, and the pictures came out a little bit better, but I didn't have that same picture that I liked. So I mean, again, it is a little hazy looking at it, but that's probably my biggest mistake.
Now, Chad, so on top of plants and photos, what else do you like to do?
Well, I'm actually a golfer. I'm a big golfer. I actually work at a golf course. My grandparents got me interested in it back when I was about 12. And every year they'd buy me like this membership. And it's only a 9-hole golf course, so it was like $50 for it. It was my Christmas gift every year. And again, we're outside, so I really like it. To this day, I still do it. It's fun, and I really get into it, and it's fun stuff.
So you play golf. Do you do any other artistic things?
Well, I do some drawing, but calligraphy is probably my second biggest thing that I work on artistic-wise. I do play the guitar, but I don't put as much effort into that as I do other artistic stuff. So.
Very cool. Well, this is Chad Waterhouse. I'm Nicholas Jackson. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Tim Hortons for hosting us.